Hello guys, JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City transfer update. Deadline day in England has come and gone, so I'm going to give you all the roundup of what happened on deadline day. A nice little summary of the summer transfer window, and then end it there. So, before we crack on with this video, make sure if you're new around here, enjoying the content, enjoying the Man City content and football content, make sure you subscribe, press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Make sure if you're interested to go and check out my social media links, my Twitter and Instagram, you can find in description below the links to them and also popping up on screen. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoy this video, and make sure also you leave your thoughts in the comments below, because I'm always interested in what you have to say. So we're going to crack on with this video, talk about the ins first, and yesterday we got a new name on deadline day that we're getting linked with, so quite a developing story this one, and it was quick pace too, which is how I like transfer deals. So it comes in the form of Pedro Porro of Girona over in Spain. First initial reports were saying he was available for around 12 million euros, so we're looking at around 11 million pounds, and Manchester City wanted to sign him and then loan him to Real Valladolid over in Spain. Now, this signing was going to allow Girona to invest that money back into their squad, so 12 million euros going to allow them to sign 4 or 5 players, and that was going to be a boost for them because they've been relegated to the Spanish second division, get 4 or 5 good players in, and allow them a good opportunity then to try and get promoted back to La Liga, which is what Manchester City were looking for, and I imagine City will be loaning out some players to Girona to try and help them on their quest. Now, later on into deadline day, Sky Sports announced a signing and said that it was a fee believed to be £5.5 million, which is half of the initial reported fee of £11 million, and to me that isn't a lot of money for Girona if they want to invest in their squad to be able to sign players. So I'm not too sure which fee here is true. £11 million is a lot of money, and that will allow them to get 4 or 5 good quality players. £5.5 million, that's, you're looking at roughly around £1 million per player. I don't know how far that's going to go into their squad, but I imagine that'll probably get them maybe 2, 3 at a push good quality players rather than the 4 or 5 that's needed. So I'm not too sure on what the fee is, but he has definitely signed for Manchester City. That has been announced by Girona as of yesterday. We're just waiting for official confirmation that he has been sent out on loan to Real Valladolid. We haven't got that confirmation just yet, but if you're wondering about Pedro Porro, he's a 19-year-old Spanish fullback, plays at right back but can also play as a winger too. So he is now a Manchester City player. We're just going to wait for him to be loaned. He was signed yesterday, announced by Girona just after the 5 PM deadline, which I found quite interesting because City did do some late business as of yesterday, and we'll get round to the 5 PM deadline in just one moment. But first and foremost, City were getting linked with Scott Carson yesterday, but was also getting linked with another goalkeeper. Comes in the form of Luke Steele of Nottingham Forest. He was mentioned as a potential third-choice goalkeeper that Manchester City could sign before they ended up deciding to make a move for Scott Carson instead, which surprises me because City have got some good relations this summer with Nottingham Forest, of course, with us loaning out Aro Muric, who was Manchester City's backup keeper as of last season because Claudio Bravo had an injury. He was originally meant to be sent out on loan to NAC Breda, but City recalled him, and so instead he's being loaned out to Nottingham Forest for this season. So I thought with the good relations there, I'm surprised, to be fair, that we didn't make a move for Luke Steele, but instead we made a move for Scott Carson, and that's right, as I announced yesterday on my video, Scott Carson is now a Manchester City player. Already done a video on what he'll bring to Manchester City's squad, all of his experience and his third choice goalkeeper and all them details, so I'll leave the link to that at the end of the video if you're interested in that video. But he signed for Manchester City. That was literally announced at 5 PM, which was the deadline for transfers to be completed for Premier League and Championship clubs. He signed on a season-long loan from Derby County, so already done a video, so just want to say welcome Scott to Manchester City. The signing of this, if you weren't under the impression that he was going to challenge Bravo and Edison, I mean, he's not of the quality of Bravo and Edison. These are international capped goalkeepers. These are, you know, very good goalkeepers. So Scott Carson just comes in to be able to be that third choice goalkeeper for Manchester City, and it allows us now to loan out Daniel Grimshaw. We've already loaned out Aro Muric, and what Manchester City were thinking was if there's an injury to Edison or an injury to Bravo, it saves us recalling these players from their loan spells and disrupting their progress that they can make throughout the season. So this is done with the best interest here of Aro Muric and also Daniel Grimshaw in mind, presuming Grimshaw is going to be loaned out, which I'd hope so, because to be honest, I'd rather use him as third choice if we weren't going to loan him out. He needs first team experience. He can't be loaned out now to Championship or Premier League teams, but he can go abroad. Don't rule that out. Could also go to League One and League Two too. So we'll see the eye on the progress there. But Scott Carson is a Manchester City player, season-long loan. We'll move on to the outs now. Got a little bit of an update on Eliaquim Mangala yesterday. Now, he's still expected to leave Manchester City this summer. He's free to talk to any club that he wishes to. Manchester City are still wanting to sell Eliaquim Mangala, and it'll more than likely now be a move abroad somewhere, as the windows are still open abroad, and not in England, so it won't be a move to England for him. That's been ruled out, so it'll be abroad somewhere. Manchester City, I believe, do not want a fee for Mangala, so you can have him for free. There was interest earlier in the window from Portugal, from FC Porto. There's been some interest coming in from a couple of clubs in Turkey too, but we've still not had a concrete offer or anything materialising just yet. And if Mangala does not leave Manchester City this summer, he will not be registered as a Manchester City player. So it's within the best interest of Mangala to find a club. And it's just an incredibly messy situation as far as I'm concerned here with Eliaquim Mangala. So I'm hoping, it seems like a nice guy. If you can find a way of utilising him and keeping him fit, he'd be a decent player. Whether he finds a club, though, that is another matter. Now, Manchester City yesterday released a statement on Leroy Sane. They've confirmed that it's anterior cruciate ligament damage in his right knee. He's going to need an operation. That's going to be done within the next week for his road to recovery. Lots of Manchester City players have all put on their social medias wishing Leroy Sane all the best. Nice little love in there for Leroy Sane. I'd be surprised if there isn't some kind of, not memorial or dedication, but something done by Manchester City for the West Ham game on Saturday, because we've done it with Ilkay Gundogan before. Did they do something with Bravo when he got his injury too? Did they do something with De Bruyne too? I'm not too sure, but it was such a long-term injury. Manchester City, a tight-knit group, want to keep things nice and personal and show that Leroy Sane does have the support. But been reported for the transfer side of things, Bayern Munich now interest is cooling incredibly quickly for this summer in Leroy Sane, so it's highly unlikely now that he will leave Manchester City this summer with this injury. 3 and a bit weeks left of the window. Still, I'll keep you in touch with everything that's happening with Manchester City's transfer news, and of course Leroy Sane and a potential move to Bayern Munich, but I'd rate that as highly unlikely at this moment in time. Been reported the injury could be 3 or 4 months. Sources were coming in from Germany that spoke to Manchester City about the injury. They reported it could take as long as 6 months. It's to me, if it was a tear, we'd be looking at around 6 to 9 months, even potentially a year, because it's damage. It's not as serious. It's still very serious, just not as serious as what it could have been. Wishing Leroy Sane all the best and a speedy recovery, and wishing him, well, from everyone here at JSGC, all the best in his road to recovery with Manchester City, and hopefully we can see him in a City shirt sooner rather than later. So good luck to Leroy Sane there, and wishing him all the best. Luke Bolton, he's joined Luton Town on loan for the rest of the season. Good luck in the Championship to Luke. One bit I found interesting was Manchester City have loaned him to see how he gets along in the Championship. He's expected to get game time there, and then they're going to see where we go in pre-season as of next year to see if he can get into the first team squad, which I find really interesting. So I'm going to keep an eye on Luke Bolton's development at Luton Town and see how he gets along. Now, final bit of the news, we had some breaking news coming in from this morning. You're a fan of Ilkay Gundogan, you're going to love this news. He has signed a new 3-year contract extension at Manchester City, so we've now got 4 more years of Ilkay Gundogan. He's signed until 2023, and to me, that is a lovely way to end the daily transfer updates for the summer 2019 window with JSGC. Some great positive news to end it on, and to me, all in all, it's been a very good window for Manchester City. Looks like we're going to be keeping hold of Leroy Sane. Ideally, we wouldn't have wanted him to have such a serious injury, but these things happen in football, unfortunately. We've also brought in some good quality players, so finally some cover for Fernandinho. So we signed Rodri. We've brought in some cover for left back in Angelino on a good price deal too. Got a third choice goalkeeper brought in with Scott Carson, of course. So we're allowing players like Muric and potentially Grimshaw going out on loan too, and also bringing in good quality cover. Selling Danilo, unfortunately, lovely guy, very professional, but bringing in great quality like Ciao Cancelo. To me, that's a very good transfer window. Ideally, we'd have been looking for a centre-back too. We wanted Harry Maguire. We've been priced out of a move for Harry Maguire. We'll have to see how things materialise. It always gives us something to target for the winter window and also next summer. I don't like Man City to get their squad completely complete, because then it gives me no content to cover for like a year with a transfer update. So it gives us something to talk and think about going into the winter window and also next summer. But like I said, that's the end of the daily transfer updates for the summer 2019 window. I hope you enjoyed these videos. It's been my absolute pleasure in covering and keeping you up to date with all of the latest news with Manchester City over the last 3 months or so. Don't worry, you'll have this all again to look forward to. Daily transfer updates coming out in January when that winter window opens, and of course next summer too, pending of course the investigation and a potential transfer ban. But we'll talk more about that in my other content. Don't forget, got more content with JSGC coming up. Previews to Manchester City games. We've got lots of games coming up over the coming months. Analysis, Manchester City news, and also some transfer updates here and there. But they won't be as regular because there's not as much transfer news going about. So they'll probably be out here and there. So you've got that to look forward to. But yeah, like I said, been my pleasure covering this for you. I hope you all enjoyed the videos. And go and check out the Scott Carson video welcoming him to Manchester City. So yeah. There we go. Been emotional. It's been a long summer, but to me, very successful summer. Love to know your thoughts in the comments below, rating how you think Manchester City did this summer for the transfer window. So I'll see you all again very soon for the next video. Don't forget, leave your thoughts in the comments below. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell, put your push notifications on. Go check out my social media links. You can find them in description below and popping up on screen too. Don't forget, if you're interested in well, any business enquiries, you can go check out my email in description below, or it's just simply jsgc171@gmail.com for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business enquiries. And also, don't forget, share the video if you enjoy this video, help my channel grow, and I'll see you all again for the next video. We've got the West Ham preview coming up to look forward to, so I'll see you all again for that video. So it's been JSGC. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, bidding you a farewell for the daily transfer updates. Until the winter window, peace. Ciao for now.